Hello boys, what is up? Hope you're doing well. So though I told you in my last tutorial on measurement that we're not gonna provide any other tutorial on measurement, but based on some students' request, I'm gonna provide another tutorial on measurement as they have some problem. So today's problem is related to reservoir related problem. So there we are going to solve problem number 24 from your textbook and how the problem number 24 can be modified. That means if instead of square reservoir we're gonna face rectangular reservoir, then how to solve the problem. Today we're gonna discuss about this kind of math. Here it should be mentioned that the reservoir must be open, because with the closed or enclosed reservoir we discussed in our earlier lectures. So today we just gonna discuss about, or we just gonna solve problem related to open reservoir. So stay with us to get the video and to solve your problem. Okay, let's move. Okay, this time we're going to discuss about open square reservoir. Open means the roof is open, nothing is on the roof. Okay, basically we know for a rectangular cube there are 6 surfaces, or a square cube there are 6 surfaces, but when we have a situation like this that there is nothing, one side is open, that means it's gonna have 5 surfaces that we can see in the screen. That area of open surface, here it should be mentioned that the area of the open surface and the area of the bottom surface are same. And for the square reservoir, here length and breadth are equal, depth are different. So as you can see in the screen, area of the open surface is equals to area of bottom surface is equals to L into L. Why L into L? Because as we mentioned that the length and breadth for the square reservoir are same, and as you can see in the screen. Okay, so L into N, it becomes L square. That you can see in the screen that here a shape is enclosed by red and green. Inside the shape we write down L into N, or is inside the region here we write down L into L is equals to L square. This is our open part. That means it has no cover. That means it has 5 other surfaces. So look, the surfaces along with length it has an area L into D, and the surface along with breadth it has the area L into D. Because why L into D? Because length and breadth are same. So instead of B into D we just write down L into D. Using this one we're gonna solve the next following problems from your textbook. Okay, so let's move. So it is given here a square open reservoir of depth 2.5 meter depth, to get it, contains 28,900 liters of water inside. How much money will be spent to put a lead sheet in inscribed Attaka 12.5 per square meter? Here they write down 1250 is just typing mistake. Okay, whatever it is, that doesn't matter. Okay, so what we're given, volume of the reservoir is equals to 28,900 liter. Why? Because volume of the water that contained by the reservoir is same as the volume of reservoir, because the reservoir is full. So here we're gonna have 28,900 liter is equals to 28,900 by 1000, because we know 1 cubic meter is equals to 1000 liter. So we're gonna have the volume of the reservoir 28.9 cubic meter. Okay, but we're given that the depth of the open square reservoir D is equals to 2.5 meter. This is actually height. Okay, length of the open reservoir, let it is L, therefore breadth would be L as well, because it's a square reservoir. Therefore volume of the open reservoir, here we get L into D, because length into breadth into height is the volume of a rectangular object. So here we get 2.5 L square cubic meter. Okay, that means we have 2 volume. One is 28.9 cubic meter and another is 2.5 L square cubic meter. Both two mention the volume of the reservoir. Okay, so let's go for fun. Since both mention the volume of the reservoir, therefore we can equalize them. By equalizing them accordingly, we can write 2.5 L square is equals to 28.9, and by doing calculation by calculator we get L is equals to 3.5 meter. The 3.4 meter, sorry for my mistake. That means the length and breadth of the square reservoir is 3.4 meter. Okay, this will be very essential for us to solve our next part. Okay, let's move. Now total surface area of open square reservoir, we know 2 into length breadth plus breadth height plus height length. So as you can see in the screen, 2 into length breadth, because length and breadth are equal, that's why we write down 2 into L into L plus L into D for depth plus D into L. Here all the breadth are replaced by L. So by calculating, by putting their value, L is 3.4 and D is given 2.5, we got the total surface area of the square reservoir is equals to 57.12 square meter. But the reservoir has an open surface, right? That means it occupies no area. Therefore, no area of the open surface of the square reservoir is L into L is gonna be 3.4 into 3.4, gonna be 11.56 square meter. That means from the total surface area of the open square reservoir, if we subtract the value of the area of the open surface only, then we get the actual surface area of the open square. So look, what are you gonna have? We're gonna have the actual surface area for the open reservoir is 45.56 square meter. 45.56. I repeat, since the reservoir is open, that is why we just subtract the open parts area from the original part. Okay, now 45.56 is essential for us to find the next portion. Now as per as it given in the question, that 1 square meter of lead sheet cost 12.50 taka. Therefore 45.56 square meter of lead sheet cost by unitary method, we get 569.5 taka. This is our required destination to find the total expenditure for the inscribed part to be spent for the lead sheet. So we are done with the problem of open square reservoir. Next time we're going to solve the problem related to open a rectangular reservoir. Okay, so let's move. So like the previous one, it has also 5 surfaces, 5 actual surfaces, basically 6, but 1 is open, so that will be eliminated. So area of the open surface, which is covered with green, is equals to area of bottom surface is L into B. Here L into B, because length or breadth are different here, as the surface is, as the reservoir is open a rectangular reservoir, and for rectangle length and breadth are not same, and total number of surface is 5. So if you understand the previous one and this basic, okay, now let's move forward. So here the first portion, finding the volume of the reservoir, is same as the previous problem. Same as the previous problem of open square reservoir. Hope you understand this one, so I'm not going to discuss it again here. Rather, move into the next slide. Now, depth of the open reservoir, D is equals to 2.5 meter, which is actually height, you learned it earlier. Now, breadth of the open reservoir is B meter. Look here breadth and length are not same. Therefore, length of the open reservoir L is equals to 4 times of B. Look at the question, what we are given, length of the reservoir is 4 times its breadth. That is why L 4 times of B, 4B. Therefore, volume of the open reservoir, length into breadth into depth. So, L is 4B. So, 4B into B into 2.5B, finally we get 10 B square cubic meter. Again look, here we have 2 volume, and both of them mention the volume of the reservoir. One is 10 B square, another is 28.9 cubic meter. Okay, so we need to use this one, so move forward to use them. So since, as far as I mentioned, both of them mentions the area volume of the open reservoir, so we can equalize them. So by equalizing them, we can write 10 B square is equals to 28.9, and from here by calculating we get V is equals to 1.7 meter. B is equals to 1.7 meter, which mentions the breadth of the rectangular reservoir. Therefore, length of the reservoir is 4 times of the breadth, so L is equals to 4B, and we're gonna have 6.8 meter. 6.8 meter. Look, in the previous problem we have the same length and breadth, but here length and breadth are different. That is the slight technical difference between the previous one, that means for the open square reservoir, and for this one, that means the open rectangular reservoir. So we need this part, we need this length and breadth for the next portion. Okay, so let's move. So total surface area of the open rectangular reservoir is equals to 2 into length breadth plus breadth height. Here instead of height we write down depth, as it is given in the question, plus depth length. And we just, by putting their values, we get the total surface area of the rectangular reservoir 65.62 square meter. Okay, but it has an open surface just like the square reservoir. So we need to find the area of the open surface. Okay, so let's move to find it. So area of the open surface of the reservoir is going to be length into breadth. Here length into breadth, because we have different length and breadth, is 6.8 into 1.7, going to be 11.56 square meter. As you can see in this figure on the right, or we mentioned this one on the very earlier while solving this problem. Therefore, this is the open surface area, and we have the total surface area 65.62. Therefore, if we subtract again the open surface from the total surface, we get the actual surface. So actual surface area of the open reservoir gonna be 65.62 minus 11.56 is gonna be 54.06 square meter. 54.06 square meter is the actual surface area for the open rectangular reservoir. Now we just need to find out the total cost. Okay, so let's move. So as we are given, we need to solve this part by unitary procedure, by unitary method. 1 square meter of lead sheet cost 12.50 taka. Therefore, 55.06 square meter of lead sheet cost 12.50 into 54.06, and therefore we get 675.75 taka. This is our final destination of the rectangular reservoirs problem. So there is the slight technical difference between the square open reservoir and rectangular open reservoir. So I hope this video will make you understand, or after viewing this video, after watching this video, you can distinguish between the rectangular open reservoir and square open reservoir. So if you really can, then you can solve, inshallah, you can solve any kind of problem related to this type. Okay, so hope you all the best. Pray for me, stay safe, stay home, and wait for my next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.